the sons of Adam, Habil and Qabil. After their descent to earth, Allah blessed Adam and Hawa with children. Their family grew, and among their firstborn were 2 sons, Qabil the elder and Habil the younger. They were the first children born on earth, a new generation to carry the legacy of their parents. As the years passed, the 2 brothers grew into strong young men. They chose different paths in life. Qabil, drawn to the soil, became a tiller of the land, a farmer who worked the earth to bring forth its crops. Habil, on the other hand, found his calling among the animals. He became a shepherd, tending to flocks of sheep and goats, guiding them to green pastures and protecting them from harm. He was known for his gentle nature and his kindness to the creatures in his care. Adam, as a prophet, taught his children about Allah and the importance of worship and gratitude. To instill this lesson, he instructed his sons to each prepare an offering, a sacrifice to present to their Lord as a sign of their devotion. Habil, whose heart was filled with piety, wanted to give the very best he had. He carefully chose the finest, healthiest, and most handsome ram from his flock. He prepared it with care, his actions reflecting the sincerity of his faith. Qabil, however, approached the command with a different heart. He looked over his harvest and chose not his best, but his worst. He gathered a bundle of withered, worthless grain, an offering that reflected his lack of true reverence. The 2 brothers took their offerings to a designated place, a hilltop chosen for this sacred purpose. They placed their sacrifices on separate mounds of stone and stepped back, waiting for a sign of acceptance from Allah. Then, a sign came from the heavens. A gentle flame descended and consumed Habil's offering, the ram, completely. This was the divine sign of acceptance. Habil's sincere sacrifice had been received by Allah. But Qabil's offering of poor grain remained untouched. The sky was silent above it. His sacrifice, born of a grudging heart, had been rejected. He watched, and his face grew dark with a feeling he had never known before: jealousy. The seed of envy, planted in that moment, was watered by the whispers of Iblis. His offering was accepted, and yours was not, the whisperer hissed in his heart. He is honored, and you are shamed. Seeing his brother's downcast face, Habil approached him with concern. "Why are you so sad?" he asked gently. "Allah only accepts from the righteous. If you had offered with a pure heart, it would have been accepted." But Qabil was deaf to reason. The fire of jealousy had consumed his heart. He looked at his brother not with love, but with hatred. "No," he snarled, his voice filled with rage. "I will surely kill you." Habil, though frightened, did not respond with anger. His faith remained his shield. "Even if you stretch out your hand against me to kill me," he said calmly, "I shall not stretch out my hand against you to kill you. Indeed, I fear Allah, the Lord of the worlds." Habil continued, hoping to turn his brother from his terrible path. "I intend to let you bear my sin and your sin, so you will be among the companions of the fire, and that is the recompense of the wrongdoers." But Qabil's soul, prompted by arrogance and envy, encouraged him to murder his brother. His rage overwhelmed him. He picked up a heavy stone, his mind clouded by the evil whispers that urged him on. And so, Qabil struck his brother. In a moment of blind fury, he committed the first murder, spilling the first innocent blood upon the earth. He killed the brother who had only shown him kindness and offered him sincere advice. As the life left Habil's body, the fire of Qabil's anger died, replaced by the cold dread of regret. He looked at his brother's lifeless form and was overcome with remorse. He had become one of the losers. But what was he to do? He had never seen death before. He did not know how to conceal the body of his brother. He carried him on his back, wandering aimlessly, the burden of his guilt as heavy as the physical weight he carried. Then Allah, in His mercy, sent a lesson. He caused 2 crows to appear before Qabil. The 2 birds began to fight, and one killed the other. After the fight, the victorious crow began to scratch at the earth with its beak and claws. It dug a hole in the ground, pushed the body of the other crow into it, and then covered it with soil. Seeing this, Qabil was struck with a profound sense of shame. "Woe to me," he cried out. "Have I failed to be like this crow and hide the body of my brother?" The simplest of creatures had shown more dignity and understanding than he had. Filled with regret, Qabil followed the crow's example. He dug a grave for Habil, the first grave on earth. With his own hands, he buried his brother, the physical act a final, painful confirmation of his terrible sin. When Adam and Hawa learned what had happened, their hearts were shattered. They wept for their lost son, Habil, the righteous one, and they wept for their other son, Qabil, who was now lost to darkness and sin. Adam, the prophet of Allah, knew this was a test. He turned to his Lord in prayer, seeking patience and comfort. He taught his remaining children the terrible lesson of this tragedy, that envy is a poison that destroys the soul and leads to ruin. Though his heart was heavy, Adam continued his mission. Allah blessed him with another righteous son, Seth, who would carry on the prophetic line. The story of Habil and Qabil became a timeless warning for all of humanity, a lesson in faith, envy, and the consequences of our choices, echoing through all generations to come.